Sometimes the hardest thing for a person to accept is waiting. When you pray for something, when you believe with all your heart, when you have worked and sacrificed and trusted that something good is on the way, you naturally expect the answer to come quickly. You expect the door to open soon. But life does not always move according to our schedule. Days pass, weeks pass, sometimes even years pass, and the thing you hoped for still hasn't appeared. In those moments, it becomes easy to believe that the opportunity is gone, the dream is finished, and the answer you prayed for will never come. But a delay is not the same as a denial. Just because something has not happened yet does not mean it will never happen. Many people walk away from their dreams too early because they misunderstand the meaning of the waiting season. They assume silence means rejection. They assume time passing means the opportunity has disappeared. But sometimes the delay is simply part of the process that leads to the blessing. Life has a way of developing things beneath the surface before they appear in front of us. When a farmer plants a seed in the ground, he does not expect to see a tree the next morning. He understands that something important is happening underground long before the first leaf breaks through the soil. The seed must take root. It must grow downward before it grows upward. Strength is forming where no one can see it. If someone judged the field too early, they might say nothing is happening, but the farmer knows better. He knows the growth is already in motion. The same principle applies to many moments in our lives. What looks like nothing may actually be the beginning of something powerful. What feels like a delay might actually be development. While you are waiting, circumstances can be shifting in ways you cannot see. Doors may be slowly opening that were once closed. People may be moving into positions that will one day connect with your journey. Opportunities may be forming quietly in places you have not even imagined yet. The challenge is that patience is not natural for most of us. We live in a world that celebrates speed. We want quick results, quick answers, quick success. We want progress that we can see immediately. But the most meaningful things in life rarely grow that way. Strong relationships take time. Real wisdom takes time. Deep character takes time. And many of the most valuable blessings require preparation that cannot happen overnight. A delay can also be a time of growth for the person who is waiting. There are qualities that only develop when life slows down and stretches our patience. Confidence grows when we learn to trust even when results are not immediate. Strength grows when we continue forward despite uncertainty. Faith grows when we choose to believe that something good is still ahead even though the path looks quiet in the present moment. Many people give up during this stage. They interpret the silence as a signal to stop believing. They lower their expectations and settle for something smaller because they assume the larger opportunity has passed them by. But very often the breakthrough comes right after the moment when most people would have quit. The waiting season becomes a test of endurance, a test of belief, a test of whether someone will keep moving forward even when progress is not obvious. Think about how many successful stories include long periods where nothing seemed to work. Inventors faced years of failure before their ideas finally succeeded. Leaders spent decades preparing before they were given the chance to influence others. Artists practiced their craft for years before the world noticed their talent. If they had interpreted the delay as a permanent rejection, their greatest achievements would never have appeared. Delays also protect people from receiving something before they are ready to carry it. Success, opportunity, and responsibility often come with weight. If those things arrive too early, they can overwhelm the person who receives them. Time can be a teacher that shapes the mindset, discipline, and resilience required to handle what is coming. What feels like a frustrating pause may actually be a necessary stage of preparation. There are moments when life is quietly arranging details that are far beyond our view. Paths are crossing. Timing is aligning. Situations are developing in ways that will eventually make sense. In the middle of the waiting period, it is impossible to see the full picture, but the story is still unfolding step by step, moment by moment, often in ways that remain hidden until the right time arrives. Waiting seasons often reveal parts of our character that success alone cannot develop. When life moves quickly and everything happens the way we expect, it is easy to feel confident and positive. It is easy to believe strongly when results appear immediately, but when progress slows down and answers do not come as fast as we hoped, something deeper begins to happen within us. The waiting season becomes a classroom where patience, discipline, humility, and resilience begin to grow. Patience is one of the first qualities that begins to develop during these moments. Patience is not simply the ability to sit still and do nothing. Real patience is the strength to continue moving forward without seeing immediate results. It is the willingness to keep believing even when the outcome is not yet visible. Many people think patience means passively waiting, but true patience is active. It means continuing to prepare, continuing to improve, and continuing to trust the process even when the progress feels slow. In a world that encourages instant gratification, patience can feel uncomfortable. We are surrounded by messages that celebrate speed and quick achievement. Success stories often highlight the final moment of victory, but rarely show the long periods of struggle that came before it. Because of this, when people experience delays in their own lives, they sometimes feel like something is wrong. They assume they are falling behind or missing their chance. But the waiting season is often where the strongest foundations are built. Strength is another quality that develops during these periods of uncertainty. When everything is going smoothly, strength is rarely tested. Challenges and delays create situations that require perseverance. They ask a person to keep trying, keep learning, and keep pushing forward even when the path becomes difficult. Every time someone refuses to give up during a slow season, their inner strength becomes stronger. Resilience grows in the same way. Resilience is the ability to recover from disappointment and continue the journey. Waiting seasons often include moments where expectations are not met. Plans may change, opportunities may close, and progress may seem smaller than anticipated. Each of these moments provides a choice: step back permanently or step forward again with renewed determination. Those who choose to continue gradually build the mental and emotional resilience needed to face larger challenges later in life. Another powerful development that happens during waiting seasons is the growth of humility. Success can sometimes create the illusion that everything is under our control. When things happen exactly as planned, it is easy to believe that personal effort alone is responsible for every outcome. But delays remind us that life includes many factors beyond our immediate influence. Humility allows a person to stay open to learning, to remain teachable, and to recognize that growth is an ongoing process. Humility also helps people appreciate the journey instead of focusing only on the destination. When someone believes they already know everything, they stop paying attention to the lessons around them. But when humility is present, every experience becomes an opportunity to gain wisdom. Even setbacks can teach valuable insights that shape future decisions. The waiting season also creates space for self-reflection. When life moves quickly, people often rush from one task to another without taking time to examine their direction. Slower periods encourage individuals to evaluate their goals, their habits, and their mindset. This reflection can lead to important adjustments that improve the chances of success in the future. Sometimes a delay provides the opportunity to correct a course before moving further down the wrong path. Confidence develops in a deeper way during waiting seasons as well. Quick success can create temporary confidence, but lasting confidence grows when someone continues believing in their purpose despite uncertainty. When individuals keep working toward their goals, even when results are not immediate, they build a belief that is not dependent on external validation. This type of confidence becomes a powerful foundation that supports them during both success and challenge. Discipline is another essential quality shaped by these moments. Discipline means maintaining consistent effort even when motivation fluctuates. Waiting seasons often require individuals to continue practicing their craft, developing their skills, and refining their strategies without receiving immediate recognition or reward. Over time, this consistent effort builds mastery and prepares them for opportunities that may appear later. Character is ultimately formed through the combination of these qualities. Patience, strength, resilience, humility, confidence, and discipline work together to shape a person who is prepared not only to achieve success, but also to sustain it. Without these qualities, even the greatest opportunities can be difficult to manage. The waiting season quietly develops these inner strengths, often without immediate recognition, gradually transforming the individual into someone capable of handling greater responsibility and greater influence. Much of what shapes a person's future happens in places they cannot see. Life often works behind the scenes, arranging circumstances, connecting people, and developing opportunities long before they appear clearly in front of us. When someone is going through a season of waiting, it is easy to believe that nothing is happening. From the outside, it can feel quiet, slow, and even discouraging. But unseen movement is often taking place at the same time. Many of the most important processes in life happen quietly. When a building is constructed, the foundation is laid before the walls rise. The most critical work happens below the surface where people cannot easily see it. Engineers spend time preparing the ground, measuring carefully, and strengthening the base so that the structure can stand for years to come. Without that unseen preparation, the building would not be able to support its own weight. Life follows a similar pattern. Before visible success appears, invisible preparation often takes place. Skills may be developing through practice. Knowledge may be increasing through study and experience. Character may be strengthening through challenges that shape perspective and decision-making. These developments might not attract attention at the moment they occur, but they quietly build the capacity needed for future opportunities. At the same time, circumstances outside a person's immediate control can also be shifting. The world is constantly changing, and many events must align for certain opportunities to become possible. A position may need to open, a partnership may need to form, a market may need to grow. Timing plays a powerful role in how events unfold. Sometimes the delay people experience is connected to factors that are still developing around them. Consider how many successful ventures depend on the right moment. An idea might be brilliant, but if it appears before the environment is ready to support it, it may struggle to survive. Technology, culture, and public interest all influence whether an opportunity can grow. Waiting seasons can allow these surrounding conditions to mature so that when the opportunity arrives, it has the support it needs to succeed. Connections between people often develop in the same quiet way. Many turning points in life occur because two individuals meet at the right time. A mentor may appear who provides guidance. A collaborator may offer a partnership that multiplies possibilities. A leader may recognize potential and open a door that leads to new experiences. These connections rarely happen by accident. They are often the result of journeys that gradually move individuals toward the same place. During periods that feel slow, paths may be crossing without immediate awareness. Someone may be gaining experience that will eventually intersect with your own. Another person may be developing resources or influence that will later support your work. When those paths finally meet, the result can look sudden from the outside, but the preparation behind the scenes may have been building for years. Opportunities themselves also evolve quietly. An idea can begin as a small thought and slowly develop into a meaningful project. Early attempts may involve learning, experimentation, and adjustment. These stages may not attract recognition, but they allow the concept to become stronger and more refined. By the time the opportunity becomes visible to others, it has already gone through many unseen improvements. Waiting seasons can also encourage individuals to continue preparing even when the outcome is not certain. A person might spend time learning new skills, gaining experience, or expanding their understanding of a field. These efforts may seem unrelated at first, but later they often come together in unexpected ways. Knowledge gathered from different experiences can combine to create unique perspectives and abilities. Sometimes the unseen work happening behind the scenes involves challenges that reshape direction. A closed door may redirect someone toward a different opportunity that turns out to be more aligned with their strengths. A delay may create time for a new idea to emerge that would not have appeared otherwise. In these moments, what seems like an obstacle can actually become a pathway toward something more meaningful. The quiet nature of these developments can make them difficult to appreciate in the moment. Without visible signs of progress, patience becomes essential. Trusting that something meaningful may be unfolding beneath the surface allows individuals to continue growing and preparing while the larger picture gradually forms. The combination of unseen preparation, shifting circumstances, and developing connections often creates the conditions where a future opportunity can emerge with strength and stability. Human beings naturally think in terms of schedules and timelines. We plan our lives according to calendars, deadlines, and expectations. When we set a goal, we often attach a specific time to it. We imagine where we should be in a year, in 5 years, or at a certain stage of life. These expectations can help motivate us to work hard and stay focused, but they can also create frustration when life unfolds differently than we planned. One of the most challenging lessons a person learns is that life does not always move according to human timing. Events rarely follow the exact schedule we imagine. Opportunities sometimes arrive later than expected, and the waiting can feel confusing or discouraging. When something meaningful takes longer than planned, it is easy to believe that something has gone wrong. However, the timing of important events often follows a rhythm that is different from human expectations. Many factors influence when an opportunity becomes possible. Personal growth, external circumstances, and the readiness of other people involved can all play a role. These elements develop at their own pace, and they do not always align perfectly with the timeline someone originally imagined. Think about how nature operates. Seasons do not rush. A tree does not force itself to produce fruit before the proper time. Each stage of growth follows a natural order. Roots must strengthen before branches expand. Leaves must develop before fruit appears. If any stage is rushed or skipped, the health of the entire process can be affected. The timing of growth protects the long-term strength of the plant. Human life often reflects a similar pattern. Many meaningful accomplishments require stages of preparation that cannot be rushed. Skills must be learned. Experiences must shape judgment and perspective. Relationships must develop trust. Each of these stages contributes to the readiness needed to handle future responsibilities. When people compare their timeline with others, the waiting season can feel even more difficult. Watching someone else achieve success earlier may create the impression that progress should be happening at the same pace. This comparison can lead to doubt or impatience, making it seem as though one person is falling behind while another is moving ahead. But every journey unfolds under different circumstances. Different experiences, backgrounds, and opportunities create unique paths that cannot be measured by the same clock. Timing can also protect individuals from stepping into situations before they are fully prepared. Opportunities often come with responsibilities that require maturity, discipline, and emotional strength. If those opportunities appear too early, the pressure of managing them may become overwhelming. Time allows individuals to develop the stability needed to handle success with wisdom. There are many examples in life where delayed timing eventually proved beneficial. A person may apply for a position and not receive it, only to discover later that a different opportunity opened that aligned better with their abilities. A partnership may take years to develop before the right collaboration forms. A project may require long periods of planning before the environment becomes ready to support it. These experiences demonstrate that timing is often connected to a broader set of circumstances. While someone is waiting, the world around them continues to evolve. Industries change, technology advances, communities grow, and people move into new roles. All of these developments can influence when an opportunity becomes possible. Patience becomes an essential quality during these moments. Patience allows someone to continue moving forward without forcing results before the right conditions exist. Instead of focusing only on when something will happen, patience encourages individuals to focus on who they are becoming during the process. Growth continues even when visible milestones have not yet appeared. Trusting that timing can work in ways that are not immediately obvious allows individuals to remain steady in their efforts. Instead of interpreting every delay as failure, they can recognize that progress sometimes occurs in ways that are subtle or gradual. The experiences gained during these seasons contribute to wisdom that will later guide decisions. While waiting, people often discover new perspectives that reshape their understanding of success and fulfillment. Goals may evolve as knowledge increases and priorities become clearer. What once seemed like the perfect opportunity may be replaced by something more meaningful as life unfolds. The passing of time can reveal possibilities that were not visible earlier in the journey. Sometimes people pray for something specific and imagine exactly how that blessing will look when it arrives. They picture a particular opportunity, a certain position, a specific outcome, and they begin to believe that this one result is the only way their hopes can be fulfilled. When that exact outcome does not appear within the expected time, it can feel as though the blessing has been lost. Disappointment begins to grow because the mind becomes focused on what did not happen rather than remaining open to what may still be possible. Yet life has a remarkable way of delivering outcomes that are greater than the original expectation. A person may aim for one opportunity and end up discovering something far more meaningful along the journey. The delay that once seemed frustrating may actually create space for a bigger possibility to form. What begins as a narrow vision can expand into something broader and more impactful. Many individuals look back on their lives and realize that some of the moments they once considered setbacks were actually turning points. A rejected application might lead someone to explore a different path where their abilities shine more brightly. A delayed promotion might provide time to develop skills that eventually open doors to leadership roles far beyond the original goal. What once appeared to be a closed door can become a redirection toward a larger purpose. Human expectations are often shaped by limited information. At any given moment, a person can only see a small part of the possibilities that exist. Decisions are made based on current knowledge, present circumstances, and immediate desires. Because of this limited perspective, the vision of what a blessing should look like may also be limited. Waiting seasons can gradually expand that perspective by introducing new experiences, new insights, and new relationships. As time passes, people often discover abilities they did not know they possessed. Challenges can reveal strengths that remained hidden during easier periods. Interests may evolve as individuals encounter new fields of learning or creative expression. What once seemed like the perfect goal may begin to feel smaller compared to the new possibilities that emerge through growth and exploration. This expansion of vision is one reason why a delayed blessing can become greater than the original request. When someone begins their journey, they may ask for an opportunity that matches their current understanding. As they grow, their capacity increases, their leadership ability improves, their creativity develops, and their confidence becomes stronger. By the time the opportunity finally appears, it may be larger than what they initially imagined because they have grown into someone capable of carrying greater responsibility. Another reason blessings can become larger than expected is the influence they may have on other people. Early goals are often focused on personal success, such as achieving a particular position, earning a certain level of recognition, or reaching financial stability. While these goals are important, growth sometimes reveals a broader purpose that involves serving others or creating opportunities for an entire community. A delayed journey can create time to develop the perspective needed to handle this wider influence. Instead of focusing only on individual achievement, people begin to see how their work can contribute to the success of others. They learn how to guide teams, mentor younger individuals, and build systems that support long-term progress. The blessing expands from something personal into something that benefits many. Timing also allows opportunities to evolve in ways that multiply their impact. An idea that begins as a small project may grow into an organization. A simple passion for helping others may develop into a career that changes lives. These transformations rarely happen overnight. They require time, learning, and experience. Delays can create the conditions where these developments gradually take shape. The process of waiting can also teach gratitude and appreciation. When a blessing arrives quickly, it can sometimes be taken for granted. But when someone has spent years preparing, learning, and hoping, the arrival of an opportunity carries deeper meaning. The journey itself becomes part of the value of the blessing. Every lesson learned during the waiting season adds depth to the moment when the opportunity finally appears. Through this process, individuals often discover that the path they once considered a delay was actually an expansion of their story. Instead of receiving only what they originally asked for, they gain experiences, relationships, wisdom, and opportunities that together form something far richer than the initial expectation. The blessing grows larger because the journey itself has expanded the vision of what is possible.